What's the biggest WTF gift you've ever received? When I was like 12, my mom's boyfriend gave me a holiday card with sexual themes in the text. My mom pulled me aside later and told me that he was almost illiterate and hadn't read it before giving it to me and to never talk about it again. A holiday card with sexual themes in the text. He was almost illiterate. You can't spell dyslexia without sex daily. Holy shoot, that's a new way to spell dyslexia. When I was about 10, my little brother, only 3 or so, was very sweet and told my parents he had a present for me, but didn't want anyone to see and wanted to wrap it himself. Christmas morning comes and I'm very moved by the shoebox-sized gift my little brother taped up as best he could and made my mom wrap for him. He excitedly brought it over, and I noticed it was pretty light, but his eyes were giddy with excitement for me to open it. I figured it was a hand-drawn picture or something, and so I made a big show about being excited to see what was inside. As I started to remove the tape from the box, I noticed a little odd smell, but figured it was just because the old box was in the basement. When I finally got the lid open and my brother excitedly exclaimed "Merry Christmas," I got to see what he was so excited about for the past 2 weeks. The box contained a dead hummingbird that had run into the window, an earthworm, and a few scattered saltines in case the worm and bird got hungry. Best present ever, but definitely WTF. I thought it was going to be shit. I thought he shat in a box and gave it to you. That'd be a baddest brother move.
For my bridal shower, my mother-in-law gave me an old bikini. How do I know it was old? The elastic was crusty. Gross. My ex-mother-in-law got me paper napkins for our first Christmas together. Not even nice ones. Off-brand cheap ones when she got everyone else expensive gifts. She also referred to me as her son's friend for the first 2 years of our marriage. Edit. I did not expect people to respond so much to this. So, to clear up some questions below, we were not a same-sex couple, and it was Christmas, not our anniversary, so the excuse of first anniversary being paper is moot. Our first Christmas wasn't anywhere near our first anniversary, either. Also, we divorced after 3 years because he couldn't stand up to his horrible family's horrible treatment of me. It all boiled down to them being racist. They straight up told me that they would never accept me because I wasn't 100% white, I'm half Asian. Granted, I was a dumbest to even marry him in the first place with all the red flags when it came to his family. Over a decade after our divorce, he emailed me an apology. We still have a slightly overlapping social circle. He was on divorce number 2 at the time, and surprise, his mother treated his second wife horribly as well. The irony was, his mother would berate wife number 2 and tell her how I was so much better, and wife number 2 was 100% white. Freaking bizarre woman. Also, I'm remarried, and my current mother-in-law is a slightly different kind of awful. She's a Trump-worshipping, racist religious fanatic, and she makes sure to let you know at every opportunity, but at least my current spouse stands up to her.
I had one of these with my Nana that turned into a freaking Hallmark life lesson. High school, 1998 or so. At some point in October or so, I mentioned casually during a visit that my bedroom was chilly at night. Come Christmas, I opened my gift from Nana. A space heater. As a teenager who was hoping for video games or CDs or other such things, I put on the forced smile rictus and thanked her for the gift, while internally bemoaning all the loot that could have been. I must have been grossly unconvincing because she got a bit anxiously defensive. You said your room was cold. I thought it'd help out. Later that night we head home. I plug the space heater in when I go to bed because why not? My god, you all. The difference that space heater made. Actual freaking comfortable sleep for once. No waking up halfway through the night shivering or getting shocked awake by my foot straying too far from out of the covers. The next time I went to her house, I gave Nana a giant hug and told her how much better my room was at night with that space heater and gave her an actual genuine thank you. I didn't even mind the following: I told you it'd help. Ever since that Christmas, when I get something practical for Christmas from Nana, I thank her sincerely because it will be useful. I still use that space heater 20 years after the fact, too. This story made me smile. A book called This Is Why You're Single. Thanks, Mom. Inside the cover was just a mirror. Dude, you could have at least included a spoiler tag. Sad face. This wasn't me, but it's a great story anyway. My very materialistic sister dated, and eventually married, a pretty rich guy. They met on New Year's Eve, so by the first Christmas they shared they were together for a year. The whole first year he showered her with gifts and trips and all kinds of stuff, even paying for her education. He seemed like a great guy, but because he was a little weird and shy, my parents didn't meet him until that first Christmas. Well, he showed up with gifts for all, really nice and thoughtful things. My sister opened hers last. It was huge box, inside was another box, and another, that old gag with maybe 10 or 12 boxes. Well, we were all thinking at the bottom there is a ring, he's going to propose. When she got to the final box, it was a single roll of toilet paper and a can of Campbell's soup. I just about pissed myself with laughter looking at my sister's dumb freaking face. One of the top 10 moments in my life, if I'm being honest. We never got an explanation as to why. It wasn't an inside joke or anything, just a weird freaking thing from a weird freaking guy. I like him, maybe even more than my sister does, but my parents definitely think he's a weirdo. Edit, forgot to mention about 8 years after this I moved across the country, and my first Christmas without the family he sent me a half-eaten box of stale Triscuits and a Ziploc bag of hair that had fallen off their cat. There was no card, but he wrote Jew's rule on the wrapping paper with Sharpie. My reward for being the only member of my family to not shun him for his weird behavior over the years. Edit, here's a pic of my gift for the non-believers. The guinea pig. Just a guinea pig, no cage or anything. ETA, they gave it to me in a bucket, we kept it for a few months, then gave it to my cousins. Gifting pets without it being pre-approved in some way is a horrible thing to do. Pets are a monthly expense of time and money. Not only that, but buying animals on impulse without researching or having what they need first is already shitty. To force that on other people is even shittier. Welp. Guess I got to go buy a proper cage and a second guinea pig so it doesn't get depressed. Thanks. Christmas, 1993. I was 11. My grandma gave me one half of a pool cue. She gifted the other half to my then 8-year-old brother. Grandma. See? You can only use it if you two cooperate and share. We did not own a pool table. So which one of you tried to hit the other one with your gift first? Oh, they very quickly became lightsabers, you can be sure of that. The jar. When I was 12. I got a bunch of Tupperware for Christmas when I was 12 too. My parents thought it would be great cause I was the one who did the dishes. Spoiler. It wasn't. Edit. I would just like everyone to know that I still use the very same Tupperware to this day. It may have been a shitty gift, but it was still some quality Tupperware. I think your parents just wanted new Tupperware. When I was in college, my sister gave me a Donald Duck cement lawn ornament for Christmas. It weighed at least 40 pounds. I didn't have a lawn, and I didn't like Donald Duck. She has an excessive amount of lawn ornaments in her yard. I suspect that she realized that she hadn't gotten me anything as she was getting into her car and just grabbed the closest thing. I gave it away the next year at an after-Christmas white elephant gift exchange. It was the best of the bad gifts. I appreciate the fact that you kept a 40-pound cement Donald Duck statue in your dorm for a year. Like, comment, and share. Reddit Story Topper. Subscribe now.